All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on the Charagma and going into one of the things that's going to make one of the deciding factors that's going to make people either take the Charagma or not take the Charagma. And the first thing I'm obviously going to say is that faith is going to be one of those things, right? So let me go to it. This is Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. For we are his workmanship in Hamashiach Yahushai, unto good works, which Yahweh have before ordained that we should walk in them. So the main first thing that a person that doesn't take the Charagma is going to have versus a person that does take the Charagma is faith, right? But what is that faith going to be in? One's faith is going to be in Yahweh, and the other person's faith is going to be in Esau, right? Or in the world. One person's love is going to be towards the Most High, and another person's love is going to be towards the world, man. And the more things we have in this world, right, the more riches we have in this world. And I'm not on about daily bread or things like a person might try and give himself a little bit extra money or nothing like that. I'm on about the more you really trust that you can build a family life in this society, man. Like that you really think that you're going to have like some kind of generational dynasty down here. You know, you start following those red pillars on that high value man journey where they're talking about getting all of this money and getting all of that because you're thinking about how you're going to really dwell in this society for like the next consecutive decades of time, right? That's foolish, because the society that's being planned is one that involves the Charagma with being within your hand or within your head. This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world is the lust of the flesh. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. So the more things that you have that allow you to dwell in the lust of your flesh, the lust of your eyes, the pride of life, is not of the that's the more you're gonna want to stay here, man. That's the more you're gonna want to really be here. But if you haven't got much, then that's gonna mean that you're not gonna care about being here. And I'm gonna prove that in the scriptures in the second verse 17. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard, that Antichrist shall come. Now the world tries to say, and Christianity tries to say, that there's one Antichrist, it's just one person flowing around. And then you've even got these Muslims that they be running around saying whatever madness they're saying, talking about some Dajjal and all that with some milky eye. He's got an eye patch on one eye is small and the other eye is bulging. But then if you ask another Muslim, they'll say something completely different and forget the Muslim doctrine anyway. But I'm just making the point of that there's all these other different people that try and say that there's only one person that we need to look out for. But our scriptures say something different. Even now, there are many antichrists, whereby you know that it is the last time. So anyone that's against the Messiah, right, is an antichrist. And anyone that's against and that involves anyone that's against prophecy, because the spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, as the scriptures say. Which let me show that. Revelation chapter 9, no, it's not 19 verse 20, it's 19 verse 12. I believe. Okay, verse 10. It's Revelation chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou doest it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So anyone that's against prophecy is against Yahweh Shai. Anyone that's against prophecy and is against Yahweh Shai is an antichrist, man. He's an anti-Hamashiach. He's against the Messiah. And Christianity as a whole seems to be clearly against prophecy, man, because they'll try and apply prophecies that was clearly spoken to the Israelites to heathens, which ain't whether they say it or not, that don't mean it's going to come to pass and all of a sudden be made true, man. Now let me get this. Let's read this. In fact, you know what? I always read Revelation 13 when I talk about this. I'm going to go straight to Revelation 20 and 4. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, and for the word of Yahweh. So people are going to be beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai. And then it goes on to say, and for the word of Yahweh. And then it goes on to say, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. So they wasn't down with this society. They didn't care about what this world was talking about. They looked at it as though it's counterfeit. They esteemed them as wicked, just like how it speaks on in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. So let me get a quick scripture from that, in fact. Because the way how I'll talk is not better than the scriptures, clearly. As you can clearly hear. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. And verse 14, he was made to reprove our thoughts. In fact, verse 13. In fact, let's go verse 12. Therefore, let us lay in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Now, these are the types of people, these righteous that are spoken of in here, are the types of people that are going to be prepared to get beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai, for the word of Yahweh, that didn't worship the beast, neither the image, neither received the mark in their forehead or in their hands. These are those people that he's speaking about right now. These are the types of people. Verse 13, he professeth to have the knowledge of God, and calleth himself the child of the Lord. Now, don't we say that as Israelites? Don't we call ourselves sons of God? Don't we call ourselves Israelites who are the sons of God? Don't we say that? Verse 14, he was made to reprove our thoughts. Don't we burn out of this society, man, in every kind of way? And like the things that we really want to say, man, right? If we was unbridled and unrestrained in the things that we could say without the videos being taken down, this world would be hearing a lot worse than what we say right now. This world is bugging out over some Tate speech and all that, right? But we're even more against the world. We're even more against the world, man, because this world is wicked. And let me not even drag it. I'm against. I'll say it just for myself. I'm against this place because this place is wicked, man. MAPs and all that, like promoting every kind of diverse sexual lust and making people think that it's okay to be wicked, and that it's okay to just be into things that are wicked, man. Verse 15, he grieveth us. He is grievous unto us even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and make of his boast that God is his father. And that's what we're saying, man. And this world is getting ready to try and test that. Verse 17, let us see if his words be true. Let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. And they did it to Yahweh Shai, but they're going to get ready to do it in the people that are coming in the same spirit of Yahweh Shai also. And if Yahweh Shai had to suffer an embarrassing death, right, then certain people of the elect can't think that they're too glorified to where they don't have to. Now, you don't pray for it and hope that it happens, but we know it's prophecy, man. So if you happen to be one of those brothers that's put in that position, don't think of yourself as considered low among the Lord, because how comes you're one of the ones that didn't get this or didn't get that? That's just your lot as an Israelite of the elect, man. It don't mean that you're wicked if you end up in a situation where that's going to happen to you. It don't mean you're wicked. It don't mean you're a demon. It don't mean you was any less loved by the Lord. And it don't necessarily mean you was any more loved by the Lord neither. That's just one brother's lot might be to do that, and another brother's lot might be to do something else, man. And to fulfill another part of prophecy. Verse 18, for if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies, which we are going to ultimately be delivered from the hand of our enemies, man. Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he will be respected, and we are going to be respected if we receive a shameful death, and we are going to be delivered from the hand of the Lord also, man. Because when these people start causing harm to us, that's going to anger Yahweh, and that's going to anger Yahweh Shai. And let me read it, in fact, man. This is Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 16. And he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head, and put on garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So they shall fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, and the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression. In Jacob saith Yahweh. So the Israelites are going to be saved, man. When the enemy comes in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh is going to raise up a standard against them. But that doesn't mean that there's not certain Israelites that are going to have to fulfill a certain prophecy, man. But the point of this lesson is that the more that we have in this world, man, right, the more that we're going to be like, man, I don't want to let things go. And that doesn't mean that whatever you've got, you throw away, because the scriptures clearly say that money is a defense, man. And that would be stupid for you to do that, because then what if a brother around you needs something? Sometimes Yahweh might set up a man in a certain way to have certain things for a time, so that he can help another brother that doesn't have those things at a certain time. Let me read this. This is Sirach chapter 41, or Ecclesiastes chapter 41 and verse 1. O death, how bitter is the remembrance of thee to a man that liveth at rest in his possessions, unto a man that have nothing to vex him, and that have prosperity in all things, yea, unto him that is yet able to receive meat. So all these people that consider themselves a high value man in this world, how bitter is the remembrance of death going to be to them if they was faced with a guillotine and getting told, take this Charagma or else? They're going to say, I'll take it, and keep being a so-called high value man in this world. Which, if you're a so-called high value man in this world, then you're a demon in reality, because this world is made for the wicked. This kingdom's been given unto the wicked. This isn't the kingdom of heaven. This is one of the kingdoms that Satan tried to offer to Yahweh Shai. Which, let me show that, since I've said it. I know where it's at, so I'll find it. I'll show it so that people that don't know can read it right now. Let's read it. This is Matthew chapter 4 and verse 8. Again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these kingdoms will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Yahweh Shai unto him, I ain't gonna say that J one. I'm gonna say the real name. Then saith Yahweh Shai unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. So this kingdom that we're in right now, this society we're in right now, this ain't the kingdom of heaven. This is one of those wicked kingdoms that Yahweh Shai was offered. But in order to get these wicked kingdoms, he would have had to worship Satan, and he wasn't down for that. Just like how the elect of the nation of Israel ain't down for that, man. Because they ain't got nothing that's in this world more worthy than a space and a chariot in their eyes. But people in this world that are wicked, that are rich, that are flourishing, that have got the might, that are glorying in their might, that are glorying in their riches, that are glorying in their wisdom, they're gonna say, man, I'm killing the game. Man, you see my vlogs, man, I'm with a brand new woman every week. I'm killing it. They're making a tally chart of how many women they're sliding in. You know? They're killing the game in their eyes. They're making music videos, doing music shoots. You know, they're thinking they're a movie star, man. They're saying their life's a movie. They ain't trying to give that up. But then there's, on the other hand, on the right hand side, there's another group of people. Sirach chapter 41 and verse 2. O death, acceptable is thy sentence unto the needy, and unto him whose strength faileth, that is now in the last age, and is vexed with all things, and to him that despaireth and has lost patience. So when your life's catching hell, man, you don't mind not being alive. You don't mind not being alive, man. And when we're faced with that Charagma, we ain't gonna care, Lord will, man. We ain't gonna care about Esau's dumb threats because we're gonna be viewing it in our eyes as, man, if I can get through whatever foolishness you're gonna try and come with right now, then more than likely I'm of the elect. If I was able to believe in Yahweh, still believe in Yahweh Shai at the time that the Charagma is getting pushed out, and I refuse it, then surely that means I'm of the elect, right? Surely. Because the reason why you'll be in that situation is because you had the word of Yahweh, you believed in Yahweh Shai, and you refused the beast, you refused his image, all the ways that he thinks that the world's supposed to go, all the things that he thinks is righteous, right? And didn't want to take the Charagma. So that would have to mean you're of the elect, man. Verse 3, fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee, and that come after. For this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. So if there was ever any time that a man should lose his life, it's gonna be in that day, man, when that hour of temptation is brought upon the whole earth to try them. You Christians like to always say the whole. What does the whole earth mean? Well, in this case, it's really gonna be the whole earth that's gonna go through this time of temptation. There ain't gonna be no set of Christians or no set of Jehovah's wickedness that's gonna fly out the scene and say so long suckers with their tongue sticking out while everybody else is being faced with the Charagma. Who are they to be getting that? Why would they be getting in that position when they don't even think you have to keep God's laws? What's worthy of them to be in that position where they get raptured away before there's any kind of things going on, when they ain't been raptured away from any other situation that's going on in the earth? They've never been raptured away from any other situation. When World War I happened, there wasn't some secret globes of protection around Jehovah's Witnesses or Christians. There was around the elect of the nation of Israel, though. And that's in the scriptures. That's in the scriptures, man. The elect of the nation of Israel had protection from World War I's and World War II. And that's in the scriptures, man. But there wasn't nothing that was mentioned for no Christianity people or for no Jehovah's Witnesses getting that. It is for the elect, though. And let me read this. This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So everyone on the earth is going to be faced with this. All people. Small, great, rich, poor, free and bond. And they're going to need it to be able to buy things. And they're going to need it to be able to sell things. Simple as that, man. But what this world's trying to make people think is that, nah, that would never happen. Well, okay. Even so-called doctors that think that they're so smart with their degrees and all that, right? Oh, I've got 12 bachelors. I've got a wall full of my accomplishments and accolades. So what? So what, man? That don't mean nothing. In the grand scheme of things, that don't mean nothing. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men. And what's part of the foolishness of God? Men believing in the scriptures. Men believing in the scriptures and wanting to just teach, thinking that the men believing that the Bible alone is strong enough to overcome a world that's armies got tanks. That's considered part of the foolishness of God, man. But it's not yet. It's not foolishness. Because the things that are not are going to bring to naught things that are in this world. So chapter 41 and verse 3 again. Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after. For this is the sentence of the Lord over all flesh. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be, man. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and I'm gonna end the lesson there, man. Right? Because this thing's gonna definitely come. Because these Edomites, I was watching a video that one of the brothers in London made, and he was going into how these Edomites are trying to hack people, right? And then I started looking into some things myself, and I saw that they already have made something where they can flip in where they can like alter a rat's mindset to make the rat think it's either hungry or to make the rat think that it's full. So they're already hacking animals. They're already hacking animals, small animals, but they want to be able to do that same stuff to you, man. They want to be able to do that same stuff to us. I'm going to end the lesson there. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.